For over 30 years, Steve Jobs would stand in front of a mirror and do the same thing over and over and over every morning. For over 30 years, actually 33 years, he did the same thing over and over and made him over 8.3 billion rand. So for 33 years, Steve Jobs stood in front of a mirror and did the same thing over and over. It's a simple thing, silly thing, but it got him to be the leader of a company so great the world goes crazy for it. Steve Jobs asked himself this question from the age of 21. From 1976, he started asking himself this question. He would look in the mirror, ask himself a question over and over. And because of this question, he would decide to drop out of college and yet become most successful. So this question would get him fired from his own company, and he would be thankful for them. He would say, "Thank you because you fired me." And the same question got him back to Apple to save them from bankruptcy, and it would help him to launch the iPhone. So get this, in 2005, Steve Jobs had a commencement speech at Stanford University, and it has gone on to get over 40 million views. 40 million views. That means it's something that people wanted. But yet, strangely enough, although so many people watch it, they missed the point of it, right? They missed the point. They thought it was just pure motivation. But actually, it's much more than motivation. This question is a weapon, a psychological weapon that will destroy all the lies that you tell yourself every day. So, if you are very, very comfortable in your life, then you probably don't really want this question, because if you're going to ask yourself this question, you must be prepared, you must be honest, you must be willing to take the action that is required based on the answer that you're going to get. Are you ready for the question? Here is the question. If today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? If today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? So what Steve Jobs did was he said that when he asked the question and the answer was no for too many days in a row, then he knew something had to change. Something had to change. Why are you asking the question if you're not going to act on it? So when you're going to ask yourself this question, be prepared to act. It's going to be very, very uncomfortable. It is life-changing. It is life-altering. Now, the other thing is, when you listen to the question, you might think, that can't be so powerful. How did that question get someone $8.3 billion? And how was this the question that actually produced the iPhone and created the company called Apple and made it one of the most successful companies? How? Just this question. Yes, it sounds like it can't be possible, but it's only possible because when you ask the question, then you must listen. If it's no, 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 it means you do not want to do what you said you are going to do, which means you must change. Don't rock the boat, just go with the flow. Status quo remains, right? Just, I'm comfortable, I'm secure, I'm doing what I know. I've always done this. This has been my life. This is the company where I've been. This is the country where I've been. Everything is fine. Right? So remember, you have to look in the mirror. You have to look in your own eyes. And you have to ask the question, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? And look in your eyes. And you do not look anywhere else. You look because you want a true, honest answer. You are looking into your own soul and you asking this question, and you cannot lie to yourself. You need to now be accountable. You need to take responsibility. You need to be accountable for your decisions, because tomorrow morning, who is going to come and look in the mirror again? You. And if you say no, 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 who is watching? You are watching yourself. You're looking and you're seeing yourself. So the next day when you come to the mirror and you say no, then one of two things is going to happen. Either you're going to stop coming to that mirror, which means there is something very, very wrong with you, in terms of your life, because you are not prepared to go and ask the question again, because you know you don't like what it's going to tell you. Now, this mirror, looking into the mirror and asking a question, it is also very similar to David Goggins, who has something very similar where he also called it the mirror of accountability, meaning you have to also look in yourself at yourself, and you need to be very, very honest with yourself and ask yourself, what is it about you? Because you alone, you need to be honest with yourself. So you need to ask, what is it about me that I need to change? What must I change? Where must I change? So Zig Ziglar was another powerful, well-known personal development coach. And one of the things he did was he would stand in front of the mirror and he would say, I am. And then he would say, I am reliable, I am responsible, I am accountable, I am sincere, I am truthful, I am hardworking. And he would look himself in the mirror and he's looking at his own reflection and he's staring back at him. And so it's a moment of honesty. It's a moment of integrity. Am I lying to myself? I'm looking in the mirror and I'm saying I am hardworking. But now I must think, am I hardworking? Am I? So meaning, by looking at yourself in the mirror and asking yourself these questions, nobody else, there's nobody else. The world is going and doing their own thing. This is about you. This is about you finding out who you are. You are finding out the truth about you. This is about your life. This is the fact that you could die tomorrow. You could die today. If today were the last day of my life, would I want to be doing what I'm about to do today? If the answer is no for too many days in a row, then you need to change what you are doing. Are you willing to make the changes? If you are willing to make the changes, then you can benefit immensely. You can become exactly the person you are meant to be. Person with all the potential inside of you unleashed, using up your talents, using up everything, using up your creativity, your intelligence, everything, right? In other words, living out your life in full, living your best life in terms of being the best that you can be. So what's the question? If today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? What's the answer? What's your answer?